Alright, we are back once again. Today, we're gonna be reacting to how Dragon Ball Multiverse fell off. So, I used to be a fan of Dragon Ball Multiverse. God, man, it was. Ooh, it just brings back so much nostalgia. Because I remember finding this before Dragon Ball Super started, and I was so excited because I used to read like fan mangas all the time, like Dragon Ball AF and a couple random ones in the past. And this one was like by far the longest because most would only be like a single chapter or maybe like two, three chapters, and then I think the author would give up on it. While this guy was committed to making an entire story on this concept of the multiverse before Dragon Ball Super started using a multiverse itself. But yeah, the video is by Spectre Soul. I think that's how you say it. I could be wrong, and if anyone wants to correct me, then please. But yeah, come check out the video if you guys want to watch the video with no interruptions. Yeah, let's get into this video and see how Dragon Ball Multiverse fell off.
A while back, I made a video talking about what many people consider to be the greatest Dragon Ball fan manga, Multiverse. In that video, I criticized the manga for some well-known issues, and since then, numerous new chapters have been released, but unfortunately, it seems they all have the same problem as before.
The one thing I do remember about Dragon Ball Multiverse is that a new page would come out like twice a week. I don't remember if it was like Sunday and Tuesday or whatever days it was, but yeah, he was always consistent on letting out a page, but man, a page or two pages a week was so slow for a pace. I would check in at months at a time after they would have at least a good number of pages to progress the story. It was so slow. Oh man, with something so hype, it was just so hard to wait for it to be done like that. I don't know how like official manga artists that do the big magazines are able to make like 16 or 34 pages of a chapter because like those are some hell of long chapters, and I'm pretty sure sometimes they just do 8, but I'm pretty sure there are some that do like 34-page chapters. Like I think that's like a double page chapter.
So in this video, I'm going to go in depth a little bit more and talk about the three big issues with this manga, in my opinion at least, and also talk about a little bit of history to start off. Before I start, this isn't a rip on the authors, I'm not trying to encourage any type of hatred, this is just criticism. The manga was initially published in 2008 and currently
Oh damn, 2008. Like I'm pretty sure I found it in 2012 because the tournament had already begun by that time and some things were happening in the background. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but that was still like 3, 4 years before Super came out. So I had plenty of content in Dragon Ball Multiverse to kind of keep me satisfied because I enjoyed the story for the time of like Dragon Ball Z Goku meeting like movie versions of himself or like a potential universe where Vegito stayed fused. And it was really cool seeing Z Goku meet Vegito and potentially seeing them fight, which I don't think we ever got to see them fight because Vegito got eliminated. Spoilers if you guys are gonna read Dragon Ball Multiverse. But yeah, there was so many character interactions that you could see in that manga. Some paid off, like some were just kind of thrown away. But we'll see what this guy's gripes are about it.
has 99 chapters and over 2,000 pages.
2008, 99 chapters. So wait, it was released in 2008, and is he saying right now it currently has over 2,000 or at 2008?
The manga was initially published in 2008 and currently has 99 chapters and over 2,000 pages.
Okay, so that's current. So over 16 years? I mean, not the fastest schedule ever, but still, he's getting it out.
The story follows a multiversal tournament with the participants being characters from different what-if situations.
Yeah, see, like, all these situations are kind of cool. Like, what if Bojack's team won the fight with Gohan and the other Z fighters? Or what happens if the androids conquered Earth and killed everyone? And who else was it?
The story follows.
And what happens if the Frieza Force won and took over the universe? And also, what happens if Cooler was there too? And then what happens if Boo won?
A multiversal tournament with the participants being characters from different what-if situations. For example, what if Vegito never unfused, what if Majin Buu or Bojack won, so on and so forth. It also does not consider Dragon Ball Super to be canon, rather it takes from the original Dragon Ball Z story and adds certain things to create its own lore. Although
Yeah, I remember seeing this page. Like, they put a little nod to Dragon Ball Super by putting Beerus in here just as a little cameo.
there have been some guest appearances such as Beerus as a sort of reference. With all that said, let's talk about the three main issues now. And the first one is, in my opinion, pacing. The manga has an update schedule of about 3 pages a week.
Okay, it's 3 pages a week. I don't know if they updated that, but I thought it was like 2 pages.
Which I don't think is necessarily bad. Me personally, I would prefer it all in one go, like traditional.
Yep, I would love that, but if that's not how he can do it, it's probably not his main hustle, Dragon Ball Multiverse. I think he does have a Patreon or some kind of payment method for people to give him money, but I don't think this is his main job, so he's probably working on this on the side, so he can't focus all his time to making pages. And plus, he's probably more refreshed than most manga artists, considering he's not putting all his energy into making 16 pages or however many pages they need to push out every week.
Traditional manga. But yeah, that's not really a bad thing, it's more of like a personal preference. What can be criticized though is the fact that the main story keeps being interrupted by side stories.
Oh, yeah, I remember hating that so much. So many times the main story would have like a side story just cut in. It's like the one good thing slash bad thing about Dragon Ball Multiverse is that there's so much side content. Like, they have novels, they have side mangas or spin-off stories, whatever you want to call it, which are all cool. The thing is, it's like I think Selgar, the main author of the story, uses that as like breaks. I don't know if he's the one writing those or if he helps people write them for the spin-off stories. And so he uses that because I would remember going through the main story and then boom, it would just take me to a spin-off, which was so annoying.
These side stories are often unnecessary or, in general,
Let's see, chapter 69. Yeah, so they always call them specials.
just really badly timed. He could be in the middle of a really important or really big fight in the tournament, and in the middle of that fight, or towards the end, we are interrupted with a story on a completely unrelated universe. It doesn't make much sense, and it's really just a hindrance. Because what they could do instead is have a separate section of the website for side stories.
Yeah, it is really weird. Also, I did love the site because they tried to give you as much information about everyone that you wanted to know. So you could look at everyone's universe and see how they're different. Let's see, read, author, fan arts, FAQ, tournament held.
Or even just, here's a better idea, time these stories correctly to like when the specific individuals from these universes are fighting. In any case, characters that require that little bit extra of a backstory or exposition are not provided that opportunity. Instead, we're given stuff like back-to-back chapters on future Trunks.
That's kind of cool. They did a recreation of that iconic art by Toriyama of just Trunks standing here, but they did it in their own style. But he has the longer hair. That's why he looks like this when he goes Super Saiyan.
How he gets to the tournament, and his reaction to certain villains that are in the tournament, like Cell. It's really just unnecessary. We now move to the second area of concern, which is character assassination. And boy, is this a big one. I'm gonna give 3 different examples on some really strangely and just badly written characters. Let's start with a less obvious one than many avid readers would notice. Future Trunks. This version of Trunks finds Android 16 in his timeline, and these two, along with Future Bulma, work to restore the Earth. For both the main timeline and the future timeline, this tournament happens well after the Cell Saga, I should point that out. The reason I'm saying this is because it ties into my main issue with this version of Trunks. He never surpassed Super Saiyan. You're telling me he had all of these years and still never managed to unlock even Super Saiyan?
Can you do this at least? Sorry, no, disappointing. Come and teach me then. Yeah, he had all those years and he couldn't go Super Saiyan 2. Like, I don't remember if this is a more recent thing or if this fight was a long time ago because it's been such a long time. I think when I fell off, they were in the semifinals, so I don't know where they are right now.
Saiyan 2? And what's worse is the solution that the authors have come up for him. They've got him to quote unquote master the bulky Super Saiyan transformation that he used against Perfect Cell. Technically this isn't a new tactic, we've seen Vegeta do this against Goku Black in the Dragon Ball Super manga, but the tactic makes sense in the manga. It doesn't make sense here in this fan manga. It just seems as if they're unnecessarily shafting future Trunks. And what's more, they've written him out nearly 600 pages into the manga, and besides that one fight, he doesn't really have much of an impact to the main story. Against people like Gast and Vegito, he's not going to be able to do anything against them. This is mainly a point for Vegito, but I'll get to that later. To summarize this area for Trunks, they've just made him really weak for no reason, it makes him seem really dumb, and they've written him out very quickly for no reason, so he has no real impact to the story, which sucks because he's a fan favorite character and he's getting shafted.
That's the thing about having 50 main characters or like 50 good guys. It's like there's so many good guys. If they were all able to gang up on the villains and be decently strong, then they would just destroy the villains. So they have to shaft some of the heroes and be weaker than what they're supposed to be or what you would expect them to be.
On the topic of fan favorite characters who get shafted, Vegito. This is a very, very controversial version of Vegito. He's from a universe where he never unfused against Majin Buu and he defeated him without resorting to the Spirit Bomb or anything like that, which means that the Vegeta side of him never had the opportunity to have that self-reflection moment, or in other words, that "you are number one" speech. So because this Vegeta never found peace like he did in the original timeline, this Vegito, the resultant fusion, has some unresolved anger issues. Although I personally don't think they should be unresolved. Keep in mind, I think that the anger issues are great. That's fair, right? It's great to have that kind of internal issue. It's something interesting. But think about it this way. From the time of the ending of the Majin Buu saga to the tournament, why wouldn't this Vegito have figured out how to control himself? I mean, we see him lecture this one character I'll mention later on about how to control her anger issues. But then we randomly have this side of him which makes him look like a hypocrite, which is what Gotenks from his universe points out later on. This all happens after Vegito has an amazing fight with Broly, but also after an embarrassing loss very easily to this XXI magician or whoever this character is. His behavior has been the topic of many heated fan debates. It's really bad, I'll be honest, and it just seems like bad writing because he's supposed to be the perfect fighter, right? He's supposed to be a perfect warrior, a combination of Goku and Vegeta. I understand it can combine their strengths and weaknesses, but he should have had the time to overcome these weaknesses. We now move to arguably the worst character in this manga, the daughter of Vegito, Sun Bra. People despise this character, and I do too.
If Braum managed today is not thanks to you, managed what? To kill everybody? I was wrong all these years of the path to fall because I admired you, Dad. That's it, I'm done. I succumb to Bra's massive balls. Fusion man bad. Bra, I kneel. Bra, I kneel. I said, Bra, my queen, I kneel. And then you see Goku, Beerus. I think that's Gohan. I don't know what that. Oh, I think that's Gohan split in half. Because I think that's how Gohan died in that story. That she split him in half. Vegeta did it worse. Bra was just brainwashed as slaved. Even if she submitted, it wasn't her fault. Even if she got called out by a character, the same character is already making excuses for her. Videl died. Puppy eyes with tears again. And the maniac face again. Argue in favor of her. Gas twice. And we don't get South Kai's point of view about killing with Universe 2 Super Saiyan. The writing, Selkar Sam. And Goku Black cross-eyed.
Although, the reason people hate her is generally a bit different. Some people think she's a Mary Sue, other people just think she's badly written, and I personally think she's a combination of a bit of both, to be honest. But to some background. She was born with a power level higher than Broly's, which makes sense. So from a young age, she's very powerful, has Super Saiyan, but unfortunately she has a hard time grasping morals, as messed up as that sounds. And some quick clarification for those that think she can't be that powerful from a young age. The author confirmed that Goku and Vegeta will always be weaker than Gohan, who had his power unlocked, which is incredibly dumb. I don't know how that's the case, because that's not how Zenkais work, but you know what? It's their manga, it's their lore. I'm not going to say anything further. Moving on. That is the explanation for her power. In regards to her personality, she's always had rage issues like Kid Gohan, but worse. So when she turns Super Saiyan 2, she destroys everything around her. And the first time she did that, she killed her brother, Goten. I'm not exaggerating, that's what happened. In this particularly dark chapter, we have the first glimpse of Vegito feeling the need to protect the universe from his daughter, and it's very justified. This is technically a traumatic experience for Bra because, it's her own father telling her that he needs to take her out for the sake of the universe if she can't control herself. I will add that that chapter, like many others, seems to want the reader to feel sorry for some Bra, but it backfires because why should we? We are given very little reason to actually like this character. In fact, we're given more reasons to dislike her and view her as
Doesn't care she killed Goten.
threat. We then move to the tournament where Babidi tries to take control of the universes and the multiple sets of Dragon Balls, and it almost fails.
Tis tis don't. Move an inch. Pull yourself together. Yeah, this was kind of a cool chapter, seeing Babidi try and take over all the evil fighters.
Everyone else was killed, Cell betrayed Babidi and was on the quote-unquote good side the whole time, and baited Gohan into beefing him up, so to speak. And Babidi was about to be killed by one of the versions of Gohan. And then out of nowhere, Sun Bra is revealed to be a Majin. And also out of nowhere, she can control Super Saiyan 2 without going berserk. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this writing. It's very confusing. It's hard for me to imagine the authors sitting down, reviewing the story, and thinking, yes, this makes sense. The readers are gonna love this. No. No, we didn't. So Bra becomes a Majin, destroys literally everyone.
Is that Piccolo? Damn, she just blasts Piccolo like that and just instantly murder him. I'm pretty sure that's their version of Piccolo.
A Majin, destroys literally everyone. She splits her own brother in half with a key sword. She atomizes Cell completely, killing him. And you might be wondering, how is she stopped? Did Vegito stop her? No. The Sun Bra from the main universe, Universe 18, goes up to her and talks her down in the stupidest manner possible. So Majin Bra says, you don't know what it's like, I've had a really hard life and all this other rubbish.
Shut up!
And so after this also ties back to Vegito's character as well. I'm sort of linking these two. You might recall earlier that I mentioned a part about a different chapter where Vegito tells Bra that he needs to take her out if she doesn't control herself. This was shown purely as an excuse to make Vegito a villain in the eyes of Bra and, apparently, the readers. It didn't work, I'll tell you that now. Keep in mind that this same chapter I'm talking about shows Bra killing the villains, killing her own brother, destroying an alien planet and the sun of that alien planet, essentially dooming that part of the universe. Now again, she was out of control. So when Vegito knocks her out and waits for her to wake up, and when he tells her about all of the things that she's done, her initial response is, oh, I'm stronger than Gohan now. Are you fucking kidding me? Essentially, Vegito sees her as a second Broly, which is fair. It is astounding that the creators of the manga would expect us to have any kind of sympathy for Bra after what she did at a young
I'm sorry, I almost destroyed the Earth. I won't do it again.
age and not showing any kind of remorse. After this Majin attack, everybody comes back, finds out what happened, and true to his word, Vegito attacks Bra trying to kill her. And this results in Vegito being depowered by Gast and just hated on by
Hold on, I want to read this.
her. And this results in
Since it's been a few years, I need
Vegito
to
being
catch up.
depowered by
What the?
Gast and just hated on.
Let me do it now. It's my responsibility to kill your own daughter. And why would we allow that? Like, why do they care? Like, I'm pretty sure so many of these guys have had to make hard decisions. Like, the Supreme Kai universe apparently killed everything that could potentially be stronger than them, or that would get stronger than them. And I also think just things that were evil, but not stronger than them. I know what's going on. Sun Bra is a berserker and was never able to control herself in level 2. Our father promised to protect the universe against her, if necessary, in the only way he knows, by eliminating her.
On by everyone.
But you're not the only judge if Bra passes the point of no return, and if she becomes an enemy, it's our responsibility, all of us, and if it's magic, we have magic means to handle it. We've already talked about it. Stop thinking you're alone, Dad. I mean, what can they do against her if she's as strong as Vegito? Like, Vegito has to be the main one to fight against her, and everyone else would be just support. But if she really focused on all of them, she could take them all out before, and then focus on Vegito after everyone else is taken care of.
The writing is so horribly inconsistent that at one point Bra says, "It's my fault, kill me," to, "Oh wait, you thought I did this voluntarily?"
You really think I'd submit to Bobby? How low?
And the other Bra has a change in personality as well, for some reason, and despite not being a trained,
Training is dumb, Lamau.
she now says, "This Bra can now use Super Saiyan 2 perfectly." Out of nowhere. I mean, look at this comment right here.
Jesus. Is he gonna read it? I may just read this comment.
Why can Bra control Super Saiyan 2 now? Good question. Why should marginalization have anything to do with that? It's not supposed to. It didn't cure Kakarot's madness. True statement. Why should succumbing to someone else's control grant personal control? That's the opposite. That's not what happens. It's crazy. And they make a really good observation here. Bra has only gotten permanent positives from marginalization and killing everyone. I mean, think about that. You succumb to mind.
Okay, let's read. Why should succumbing to someone else's control grant personal control? If anything, doesn't Bra get taken over by Body show a lack of sort of willpower needed to control herself? How should Universe 18 Bra know if Universe 16 Bra can control Super Saiyan 2? She's never trained a day in her life. She doesn't even have Super Saiyan 1. Not only do we have another instance of someone who shouldn't really be talking speaking up to defend Bra and knowing something that they shouldn't know, but this confirms Bra has only gotten permanent positive from marginalization and killing everyone, lacking the willpower to resist Babidi, which I dispute Bra lacks, is explicitly better morally than resisting him like Vegeta did. Consider in DBM's eyes, it's better to kill a billion people unintentionally, Bra, than killing 100 intentionally, Majin Vegeta. Personally, I'd rather 999,999,000 more people lived. She was dark enough to be controlled, and now she's permanently better off for it, for no reason. See number one, without facing any kind of repercussions. Her main potential consequence just got Deus Ex Machina'd and told to shut up for even thinking about it. Universe 18 Bra says Universe 16 Bra broke Babidi's control on her own. Not only is her happy smile a complete 180 from spitting contempt at Universe 16 Bra earlier, but now the story has given the credit to Universe 16 Bra breaking free to exclusively Universe 16 Bra. Not only does this trivialize Universe 18 Bra's one relevant moment in the story, but if Bra alone overcame Babidi according to the story, that only supports what people have argued for pages. Universe 16 Bra could have broken free at any time and only did when her strength was threatened, not because she felt killing everyone was wrong. It was being called weak and passive that got her, not murdering her brother. Vegeto's actions are labeled as murder, explicitly stating he's wrong. He is wrong to prioritize the safety of the entire universe over his daughter's life. How much more Bra-centric morality can you get? And even if Bra can control Super Saiyan 2 now, Vegito didn't know that when he made his decision to kill her. How low is your opinion of me? Girl, he didn't think you marginalized at all, remember? He thought you and Gohan could handle it. And no, we still haven't seen the circumstances of the marginalization. It's all off screen. In conclusion, Bra good, Vegito bad, and have a free power upgrade.
Positives from marginalization and killing everyone. I mean, think about that. You succumb to mind control, kill your family and friends and people you know, and then at the end of it, you just get positives. You don't have any.
You can call me Bra. I'm a dedicated student of martial arts, a friend. You can count on me. I'm the life of a party. I haven't used that name in a long time. Happy to join your family? What? They must have met me in their universe. Might as well be honest then.
any backlash, there's no consequences. Somehow it all
I am so confused. Did she
you just
join
get
the other
positive.
universe? The like main Dragon Ball Z universe? Is she like, okay, my people hate me. I'm just gonna go to someone else's universe. So, hey, can I live with you guys?
Positives. You don't have any backlash, there's no consequences. Somehow it also gets worse because now we have this moment where Universe 18 Bra says Universe 16's Bra broke Barbary's control on her own, which is not true because Universe 18 Bra was the one to, quote, snap her out of it. So to summarize, what we have here is basically Universe 18's Bra absolutely retconning her one good moment in this entire manga. We also have Vegeto's actions being labeled as attempted murder, which is pretty rich because in an earlier
We're missing a Goten. Was he corrupted? He went to the bathroom in the apartments. The entire Universe 9 is missing, and they were apartments too. I'm sure they were too pure for Babidi. The apartment must have protected them then. We've got to get back quickly and stop Babidi. His coupe has already failed. Gohan's there twice, actually, and Sun Bra's also in our apartment. They don't stand a chance. Normally, this is where his ship, its magic works. Boo, can you get open? It's just a piece of metal. It served for a teleportation spell, but it's useless now.
chapter, he thought that she could not be marginalized at all. And these two photos were in the comments.
Hold on. Another person? If Gas wins against, you'll be saved for sure. Don't forget Goku and Vegeta. So Pan's having some trauma and is still scared of Brawl. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that Gohan was still split in half. And I don't know, like, who are those people? I'm guessing that's Selgar, because I've seen that OC in this video a few times. The Super Saiyan, Saiyan with a tail. Trunks, Goten. I guess because they're the ones that defended Bra as Gotenks. And I'm guessing that girl is supposed to be that girl, the same one that she was talking to. Made the same promise just to be nice, didn't give up without even trying, didn't murder half the cast.
And I think these perfectly sum up what many people think about this chapter and this writing. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But now we finally move to the third main issue in this manga, which is a lack of quality. Now this sort of relates to the bad writing and it sort of doesn't, but I'll give two main examples, and the first one is rather a shame because this character was teased in the
Isn't born yet, just give me a few more hours. Impossible, that's a forfeit. 17 wins. Well, that was quite easy. Jesus. Yeah, I forgot about this character. Such a weird concept. So, did they just drop this?
opening stages of the manga, and unfortunately they've had a rather minuscule effect on the plot as a whole. I'm referring to this Ickle character. So Ickle's observed all the evil doings and all this bad stuff happening through the tournament, and minutes after being born, decides, let's kill everyone and destroy everything here. They use this time stop technique and it works on everyone except for the cybernetic beings
Cease your magic.
like the androids. We then proceed to get one of the coolest moments in the manga, which is giving Yamcha some respect.
You may have beaten all the others, but you can't touch me. Does that make me the strongest out of all the universes? Oh, yeah, I forgot. In one universe, a bunch of the Z fighters are basically androids. They get turned into androids, or someone else does something. I remember this universe kind of being cool, because I think this Yamcha was flirting with 18, and I think he beat up 17.
And apart from that, there's not much else that happens with this character, which is rather strange. Like, you have this massively hyped up, all powerful character, and they just don't do anything? They fight Yamcha, destroy a few people, they all get healed at the end anyway, and that's it.
She destroys Vegito when he can't defend himself, and he gets healed. Amazing.
People, they all get healed at the end anyway, and that's it? What exactly was the planning process? Like, what was this character supposed to do besides giving us a cryptic warning about
Okay, at least XSI. What's KIS? Let me destroy him while he's still paralyzed. I've read his mind and know his plan. He'll devour your universes like he did his own.
A character whom we're already suspicious of. Not really much else to say about that character, but let's move on to chapter 99. It's a special involving the future timeline, and specifically the character of fortune teller Baba. We have Master Roshi and future Gohan visiting a dead fortune teller Baba in her palace, and they manage to talk with Goku with her crystal ball, but before they can actually get some help, Baba disconnects the call and says, "The dead must not interfere with the world of the living." A complete 180 of
One day he'll even say this word.
her original character, where the dead did interfere with the living world. Where did this come from? And despite the destruction of the world and the deaths of literally every single other Z fighter, Baba just gives Gohan a rude gesture and disappears? And on the very next page, Gohan is just not wanting to fight anymore. He just wants to rejoin his friends in the afterlife. What kind of silly misrepresentation is this supposed to be? And in case you're wondering, yes, the comments did say
This is beyond stupid. Gohan has only ever been to one planet that starts with an N, so even if Goku gets cut off, he should still know the plan. 2. Yema is a clown if he cut the convo off. There is nothing in the official DB source material that forbids such a conversation. 3. Goku could still use King Kai. 4. Goku could just telepathically reach out to him himself, like when he was talking to King Kai against Frieza. 5. Goku could have told him about the time chamber. 6. King Kai could have told him about the chamber. 7. Gohan should have been getting Zenkais. I hate the future timeline for so many reasons. I think trying to elaborate on it will probably make it worse. You are all calling this special character assassination. How long have you been reading DBM? It's very clear Salgar never understood Toriyama. It's always been very clear he thinks Dragon Ball is one-dimensional and probably thinks it's for kids. This kind of edgy bullcrap has always been present in DBM. This special is Selgar explaining why Mirai Gohan wasn't strong enough to defeat the androids. He's correcting Dragon Ball, when in reality, Toriyama never cared about power scaling. He just wanted to tell a story. That's the job of a creator, to tell a story. He needed Mirai Gohan to die in order to work as an inspiration to Mirai Trunks. There's no need to explain why Gohan wasn't as strong as he ended up in being in the timeline. But Selgar clearly never got Dragon Ball, and that's why Vegito is a dick. I love that these are probably fans of Dragon Ball Multiverse. I mean, they literally have names, profile pictures, and everything on the website. And so, at one point, they were probably fans that got turned off of the series. So, fans turning to kind of haters to make the comments. You kind of love to see that, but you also hate to see it. I guess this kind of makes sense, considering he makes it super edgy. I mean, a lot of the things he does really doesn't make sense in Toriyama's writing, and it really shows that Selgar is not a great writer. Like, I don't know what's his credits in writing, but it's probably pretty amateurish. He's just improving his way till the very end of the story.
the exact same thing. Realistically, this third main point is a combination of everything else that's wrong. We have a character assassination of Baba and Gohan. We have a lack of quality in regards to the main points of the original manga that build up this multiverse manga. The best word I can use to describe the state of this manga currently is it's a mess. It's just a mess. When you put all of this time and energy into creating such a massive project, the least you can do is respect the source material, and in my personal opinion, I don't feel like that's happening here. There's a lot in this manga that's really well written and actually really nice to see. We've had some great moments and fights, but there's also a lot that's really badly written and very controversial. But what do you guys think? Have you read the manga? Are you considering reading it? Or have you given up reading it entirely? Let me know in the comments below, and have a good one.
Alright, that was a pretty good video. I enjoyed it. Yeah, he couldn't get to everything because there's way too much content in this manga to really get over. Yeah, he hit some of the main points in the head, like all the specials that will pull you away from the main story. Like all that unnecessary fluff. Like he should literally be having side writers or side authors be doing those stories. Like he should give a layout, plot, summary, whatever, just for those writers to have a direction to go, and then he just focus on the main story. Now, I don't know if there's anything he can do about the pacing and try and go faster. Yeah, it's like some of those characters, it's probably he just doesn't understand it and doesn't understand the story as well as other fans, or he's probably wanted to take over this project, like whatever Toriyama did, and now these are his characters, his version. He doesn't feel like the original source material really matters as much since there's years of time that his characters have now that the original Dragon Ball Z characters didn't have. So he probably feels like that's enough to deviate their characters in any way he wants to. But I did enjoy that video, and so if you guys enjoyed that video too, please make sure to give him a like and subscribe for Spectre Soul's research and his just analysis on DBZ Multiverse. And the video is How Dragon Ball Multiverse Fell Off if you guys want to watch it yourselves. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to How Dragon Ball Multiverse Fell Off. And if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to follow me on all my social medias like my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, my DLive, my TikTok, my Kick, Rumble, Odyssey, and Dailymotion. Make sure to check out my second YouTube channel and like and comment on all my videos, and even join my Discord. There you can stay up to date with everything I choose to do, where my streams, videos, or anything else. But yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.